This is lesson 22 for Saxon 4, naming fractions. So when we're looking at a fraction, we're looking at two pieces. We're looking at the denominator, and we're looking at the numerator. The denominator tells you how many you have all together. The numerator tells you how many you are looking at. So if I have this is referred to as 1/2. The numerator is 1, the denominator is 2. So if I was asked to draw it, I would draw, I have 2 altogether, which means I need 2 equal pieces. That's very important. 2 equal pieces. One of them I am looking at, so I have 1 shaded in. So I have 2 pieces, 1 is shaded in. This is referred to as a half. My denominator, 2 pieces altogether. I'm looking at one of them, 1 is shaded in. Let's take a look at another one. Let's take a look at this. If I was given this, I would first see what my denominator is. How many pieces do I have altogether? I have 1, 2, 3. So my denominator is 3. How many pieces are shaded? 1. So this is 1/3. Okay, that is what you're doing for fractions. The denominator is all together. How many pieces do you have? The numerator, the top number, is what are you looking at? Let's look at a couple more together. If you are putting fractions in least to greatest, the denominators and the numerators matter. For example, if you have the fractions 1/3, 2/10, and 1/4, and I wanted to put them in in least to greatest. What I would do is I would draw, well, there's two ways you can do it. One, you could draw a nice big rectangle and you could do the 3 sections. So this has to be divided into 3 equal groups. This one has to be divided into 10 equal groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this one has to be divided into 4 equal groups. Okay, or as close as you can make them. And I would now shade in the pieces I want. So I need 1/3, 2/10, and 1/4. Okay. Oh, hey, look at this. A third is bigger than a tenth and bigger than a quarter. So that means my third is my greatest. So I'm going to put that over here. Tenth is the smallest because the 4 is still slightly bigger. So 2/10 is my smallest, which makes 1/4 my medium one. Now, the other way you can do this is you can think of the bigger your denominator is, the more pieces you have. So because 3 is the smallest of the numbers, and all the numbers up here are just 1s or 2s, that means this one is going to be the biggest. Now, if it had had 2/4, 2/4 would have been the biggest, but it isn't. There's 1. So that means that 1/3 is the biggest. 10 being the biggest number means the most pieces. And there's not very many of them, which means this is the smallest. That's a couple of ways that you could order fractions from least to greatest. We'll look at one more together identifying it. So when we're looking at, the other way we look at fractions is we look at money. So if you have 25 cents, that is a quarter. There are 4 quarters in a dollar. If I had 4 quarters, I would have $1. Okay, which means 1/4 or 1/4, because there's 4 altogether, I'm looking at one of them, is 25. Okay, which means if I had 2/4, it would be 25 plus 25 is 50. Okay, these are some of the basic fractions that you use for for money. 25s, 10 cents is 1/10 of a dollar, is a 10 cent, and a 5 cent is one is my brain's not working. So that was 1/10 is 10 cents. So 10 cents is 1/10 of a dollar. 25 cents is 1/4 of a dollar because I'm looking at one of 4 pieces or one of 10 pieces. Again, just a reminder, if you have something that looks like this, okay, this is written. I have 4 pieces all together. One of them is colored. This is lesson 22 for Saxon 4, naming fractions.